Hello and happy Monday to everyone out there. Welcome to our new Academy weekly webinar. And we're just going to wait one moment for everyone to join us. And we will begin our webinar on Dermamelan. If you do have any questions, write your questions in our chat feature and I will answer them. If you have any other questions or you would like to set up a session with our education department, please reach out and we'll be glad to set up some personal time for you. I'm going to load our screen. Get ready to go. It's just after 12 p.m. and we're just going to wait for everyone to get on board. I want to welcome you. Today is May the 13th. I hope if you are a mom or have a mom that you had a wonderful Mother's Day. And we're just going to start momentarily. Excellent. So let's begin. I'd like to welcome everyone today to New Year's Medical Innovations webinar. And today we would like to, of course, introduce you to Nuvior. We are a fast-growing company that distributes new technologies and medical devices in North America. We harness global way of thinking so we can bring the world's most innovative ideas, technologies, and methods to our clients, which is going to help you grow and sustain your business. And at Nuvior, we have some amazing brands that we are lucky to represent. The first being the 6-time winning AMWC. That's right. They have won the Aesthetic Medicine World Congress Award for Best Thread Lifts for the 6th year in a row. And this is Aptos. We are so excited because we have brought one of the best minds of the medical field to Canada to help us train the doctors on the Aptos thread lifting method. And it will start this year as we are in the final phases of our Health Canada approval designation. And of course, our Media High Tissue PRP, designed by the brilliant minds of Fedia to bring a new system for collecting and processing your PRP. It is safe, it is disposable, and it is all in one, providing the highest concentration of PRP available in Canada. And our two brands at this time are our Dermaceutical Laboratory, a fabulous medical grade skincare line born from the collaborations of doctors in France who are now proud to say they are the #1 chemical peel brand in France. This line is a great line, not a lot of products, but it has a niche in your clinic. It is designed to enhance and support your medical aesthetic treatments through skin preparation, during treatment phase, and post-treatment to make your results better, to reduce downtime, and to accelerate your patient's desired outcomes. And of course, who we're speaking about today, mesoestetic. Mesoestetic is born from Spain and the brilliant mind of Jean Font, who created it back in 1985. They are leaders, the market leader in the field of medical cosmetics around the world, and they are committed to providing effective solutions for all skins, created and backed in science. And of course, here at Nuvior, we want to be your one-stop shop. To make it easier for you to find everything you need on our website, we offer you thousands of different medical supplies that are going to help you from diagnostic tools to PPE, as well as all the little things you need to run a clinic. We do provide price match guarantee, and if there is anything that you need for your practice or clinic and don't see it listed in our website, just reach out to one of our team members here at Nuvior, and we will do our best to source it out and get it to your door. And I am Pina Lee, your clinical educator. I am thrilled to be here to help empower you to use our Nuvior offerings to make the best out of your practice. If you need anything, please reach out. I can help you with technical as well as marketing, as well as how to position your products and services for your clientele. Today, I am proud to speak about Dermamelan, the medical solution for hyperpigmentation, brought to you by the brilliant minds from Mesoestetic. Now, it is not news to us that hyperpigmentation has doubled in the past decade. Every walk of life is afflicted by some form of pigmentation issues. And here at Mesoestetic, we are going to provide you a medical solution for that deep dermal pigmentation. Now, of course, when it comes to mesoaesthetic, it's all based in science. We have beautiful studies. We have more studies that show the effectiveness of those ingredients. We show you how we can reduce those new pathways in the skin. And of course, it does have that proven scientific publications to back it with in vitro studies to show how we can regulate and rid of that pigmentation. Now, with our Dermamelan, this is an all-encompassing system that allows you to do that correction as well as regulation of that melanocyte. So we can deal with those melanin-based pigmentations, but as well as being a powerful pigmentation control method, it also is a fabulous anti-aging treatment. With Dermamelan, you can reduce the amount of wrinkles by up to 32% while controlling pigmentation. And this is because of the mechanisms of the actions of Dermamelan. Dermamelan is your medical solution for that deep dermal pigmentation. It is going to do a corrective action on the surface of the skin using that autophagy process to bring out the existing melanin within that epidermis, as well as clearing out the residue of that pigmentation that sits on the top of the skin. And with the beautiful science behind Dermamelan, we can regulate that melanocyte, but go beyond the melanocyte. Yes, we're going to work within that melanocyte, reducing that oxidized stress, reducing the uptake of those raw ingredients, but we're also going to work between cells. So within intracellularly as well as intercellular regulation, signaling pathways among different cell types that encourage and amplify that melanogenesis process, whether they're inflammatory, vascular, hormonal, or other signalers. Those pathways need to be stopped there in that dermis to prevent further pigmentation. And who is your Dermamelan candidate? Dermamelan effectively treats melanin-based pigmentation in that dermal layer of the skin. So if you have a patient who has been suffering from deep pigmentation, has tried many different procedures or products or methods, and still have that dermal pigmentation, that is your candidate. So first you want to determine that that pigmentation lays deep, it's mixed, it's dermal, and whether it is melasma or PIH or your freckles, that is going to help you. If it's more superficial and sits in the epidermis, then Cosmelan, our professional pigmentation control system, is what you're looking for. So this is reserved for that medical community dealing with that pigmentation that lays out of the scope of practice of the esthetician in that dermis layer. And to do so, we have some innovations starting with our patents. Our patented molecule melaphenol, created and owned by Mesoaesthetics, as well as our Sig Pigment Target, which is a beautiful complex created and owned again by Mesoaesthetic. Now, Meso has created melaphenol for Dermamelan. However, it is now available also in our Cosmelan system. And melaphenol is fabulous. It is a molecule that competes with triazinase. So, just to make that clear, in the production of melanin, triazin, which is our amino acid, bonds with triazinase, this cute little enzyme that gets the party started when it comes to melanogenesis. And when these two bond, it is for life, like lobsters. And then they get oxidation. The L-DOPA is a precursor to melanin, and then it turns into hydrodopa, and then eventually to melanin within that melanocyte. So melaphenol is going to take the place of that triazinase with bonding with triazin, and in effect, reducing that triazinase activity by 56%. So now that means we're going to see a reduction on that melanocyte by 56% with that activity. So definitely with one ingredient, we're already stopping that pigmentation. Now, one thing that absolutely blows my mind when it comes to Mesoaesthetic is their ability to take already amazing ingredients such as retinol, ferulic acid, and diazomane, and having a way of combining active ingredients to make their concentrations maximize, as well as how they interact with each other to reach those therapeutic goals. And they've done that here with our Sigma Pigment Target. This beautiful compilation of retinol, ferulic acid, and diazomane can work 2.5 times better than on their own when it comes to triazinase activity. So even though other products and other systems may include similar ingredients, it's the way mesoaesthetic science approach combines these ingredients to make them even more superior. So the formulations and ingredients of mesoaesthetic go far beyond your average medical grade ingredients. Now, here it shows you how deep this Dermamelan system acts. Yes, we're going to correct the existing pigmentation. However, we need to stop that melanogenesis process of overproduction. And to do that, we're going to work within that cell as well as between those signalers. And what it's going to do, it's going to work with each of those ingredients. Some of those gorgeous acids and retinols are going to work at the top to rid that skin of the existing pigmentation. And please remember, as that patient goes through the Dermamelan treatment journey, their pigmentation is going to lift and be brought out in that autophagy process. So as they are on the journey, they may notice their pigmentation getting very light and then getting dark again as that pigmentation raises to the surface. Beyond that, we're going to get within that melanocyte. We're going to inhibit that transfer of melanin from the dendrites, from those melanosomes to those keratinocytes. And we're going to inhibit that tyrosinase activity. As well, we're going to stop that intake of those copper ions to prevent a lot of natural resources for them to make that melanin. So it's a whole system that works on every step of that melanogenesis process. Of course, when we're dealing with hyperpigmentation, we must be very conscious of that inflammatory reaction in the skin and how it directly impacts that melanogenesis process. So we have to include those anti-inflammatory ingredients to keep that inflammation cascade from activating that melanocyte. So you can see we are going to reduce those inflammatory markers by up to 35% with the actives of Dermamelan. When it comes to vascular, especially with melasma, there is a very large vascular component to melasma. And with these beautiful ingredients, we are able to reduce that melanogenesis that has been induced by those vascular pathways by up to 78%. When we speak about hormones, which is one of the major reasons why our patients suffer with melasma, we also need to keep in mind that the MSH is that hormonal reactor that also stimulates and enhances that melanogenesis process. So we are going to speak between those cells when it comes to that hormonal pathway that causes melanogenesis. As well, when the factory doesn't produce as much, it doesn't need all those ports of exits from our dendrites. So you can see there is a reduction of those melanocyte stimulation dendrites. With the use of Dermamelan, it has been noted in our in vitro studies that there is a 25% reductions of cells with 2 or less dendrites. So less dendrites mean less depositing. When it comes to that hormonal factor and those keratinocytes, we have seen a 33% reduction in that stimulating of the dendricity of those cells, creating more dendrites. So there's a 33% reduction in that. And of course, we are asking that skin to turn over and over and over again to eliminate and create new skin. And in doing so, we also have to be mindful of those free radicals and other ROSs that create panic and damage and destruction in those cells. So Dermamelan has it covered with that antioxidating action. We are going to affect it, whether it is inflammatory or vascular, to reduce that stress on those melanocytes. And you can see we're increasing that antioxidant protection by 80% compared to just a controlled melanocyte, showing that we are giving the cell all the tools it needs to do the job of regeneration, as well as staying healthy and younger looking. So we are increasing these beautiful anti-pigmenting in tools in the skin, as well as protecting that collagen from those MMPs, those horrible little enzymes that break down that existing fibers in the skin. We are going to increase that protection of collagen by 60%. When you bring all these amazing scientific factors together, we have showed a reduction of total melanin within that melanocyte, stimulated with Triazin to create melanogenesis. The reduction is up to 89%. So when you think about Dermamelan, think about an inclusive treatment, not just a corrective way of ridding the skin of that existing pigmentation. We go beyond that correction, as all treatments do. They do that corrective process. Dermamelan is going to take you deep into the skin, right to that cellular level where that melanogenesis is occurring, but also those signalers, those pathways that control and stimulate melanogenesis at the melanocyte, whether it's inflammatory, vascular, hormonal, and even other signalers that we're not even aware of. Dermamelan and its active ingredients are going to effectively find and prevent them from influencing that melanocyte. And here is your Dermamelan treatment. It is a journey for a client, a commitment that will help them deal with their plague of hyperpigmentation. It involves two phases. Your first phase is your in-clinic treatment. And the best thing about this treatment, it is very fast, it is not time consuming, and it is very straightforward. You're basically going to cleanse that skin, apply that cream mask, followed by the ion mask, and send that patient home where they will wear both of those masks for the next 4 hours for all colors of skin and all forms of dermal pigmentation. So the application is straightforward. The ingredients are the highest caliber and the most effective ingredients to control and regulate hyperpigmentation. As you can see, we have the melaphenol, that owned and created molecule by mesoestetic to inhibit that tyrosinase activity. And of course, our diazomin, your retinol, and ferulic acid come together to create your Sigma pigment target, that evolutionary complex of amazing ingredients that are going to work better combined than on their own. Bring in that cysteamine to help with that collagen production, increase that cell turnover, resorcinol, your absorbic magnesium. We even have kojic acid and hesperidin and salicylic. Now you can see from this great lineup of ingredients that this is a serious treatment, not for the faint of heart. It is not your one fits all treatment. It is designed for that specific face that has tried everything. So with these beautiful ingredients in the mask, we're going to apply it and follow it up with our Dermamelan ion mask. Now, this ion mask is for clinic use, and it is available on its own. So beyond the Dermamelan treatment, this is a great product to use for those faces with that dermal pigmentation or stubborn pigmentation to use within other treatments in your practice. For the Dermamelan treatment, it is a revolutionary part of the treatment. With its hydrogel structure, this beautiful treatment mask is made with zinc and copper filaments. Activate, penetrate, and drive those ingredients into the skin. They use that nanovascular particles so it can go deep into the dermis at that dermal junction that we need it to work. And it works just like osteophoresis, using those ions to drive the ingredients into the skin. So with that gorgeous ion mask, it does allow that treatment cream to be absorbed into the face within 4-hour exposure time. And the ingredients of our mask are active as well. We've got your ascorbic magnesium and retinol, the cysteamine, as well as licorice root, niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, and of course, your zinc and copper filaments. So this is a beautiful mask that you can create other treatments with, of course. So just to recap the process of the Dermamelan method, you are going to have all patients, whether they're skin type 1 all the way to skin type 6 with moderate or severe pigmentation, to wear their mask for an exposure time of 4 hours. The home phase is going to be a 4-month treatment phase, and they're going to use their actives twice a day, morning and night. This is a beautiful, comprehensive treatment. Its formula provides that intensive short-term corrective action with our in-office treatment. As you can see here, it's going to do that corrective, that intensive depigmenting, where you're going to get that desquamation and tightening and peeling, and then the gradual corrective action and intensive regulation of that melanocyte is done during the second phase at home with the Dermamelan treatment cream. Now, this is the home pack. It does come with your professional pack for the first one. And then your client will need 2 additional home packs to complete the home protocol of 4 months. Within their home pack, they will receive their Dermamelan treatment, their Melan recovery, and their Mela sunscreen 50 plus. As you can see here, the actives are applied to the face morning and evening, eliminating any step down system twice a day, just like a regular skin regime. Of course, every time you use the Dermamelan cream, you will follow up with our Melan recovery, which is going to manage those skin reactions, and our beautiful Melan sunscreen. And of course, if you are using your computers and your electronic devices, please ensure that you're reapplying throughout the day and evening. As you can see here, our Dermamelan treatment cream has the same active ingredients and benefits of that of our Dermamelan mask for the professional in-office treatment. The only difference is these ingredients are at a lower concentration to be used as a daily active cream. So you're going to use a very small amount, pump it out, and massage it into the face, avoiding your eyes and mouth and sensitive areas. So while we use the actives to take care of that pigmentation, it is vital that the client uses their Melan recovery. This product is a staple in my regime because I am at risk of hyperpigmentation post-inflammation. So you look at me wrong, I'll turn red and then I'll go brown. So to prevent this, I love this Melan recovery. Not only is it soothing and does it restore that sensitized red skin caused by the actives, it also combats that pigmentation, that PIH that is very common in your higher photo skin types. So, for example, when I tweeze or I use a product such as retinol that's very active on my skin and I become reactive, a little bit of Melan recovery calms and soothes, and it is so amazing to stop that pigmentation. So you're going to use it every time you apply the Dermamelan treatment cream and as often as you need throughout the day to combat those skin reactions. Now, this here is my favorite sunscreen in the last 25 years in this industry. I've never met such a beautiful product. Now, I must be transparent here with you. That product in the rest of the world is called Melanin 130. And in Canada, it is known as Melanin Sunscreen 50 Plus. It is the same fabulous product, but for Health Canada purposes, we need to call it 50 Plus. If you peel back the sticker, you'll see it's the same amazing product that the rest of the world is using. And what makes this product so amazing? Well, it has very high sun protection with an SPF factor of 131 for your UVB rays and 67 SPF for your UVA rays. But best of all, this gorgeous sunscreen protects you from all your high intensive visible light from your computer screens and telephones. It also protects you from hyperpigmentation. That's right. This is a 2-in-1 sunscreen. It is going to protect you from pigmentation from sun and devices, the heat from the infrared, but it's also going to protect you from post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation. And the texture is so light, so smooth, it does not dry out your skin. It's got collagen protect in it. It is both a filter from chemicals as well as minerals, and it comes with a beautiful universal tint. Shake, 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 and apply throughout the day and evening to give yourself a gorgeous glow, a bit of color protect that will match every skin type. Now, with the skin type 6, you do need it to sit for a minute and allow the acids and your skin to make that color and the cast disappear. But it is a beautiful product. Your clients will absolutely love it. And of course, the feedback we get from Dermamelan is absolutely amazing. Clients who have been dealing with melasma for 10 years or more are hopeful again that we can successfully control their pigmentation issues. And here are some beautiful results of our Dermamelan. You can see here she's at 120 days. That's a full treatment. The tone, the skin, even that not afflicted by pigmentation is brighter and clearer. No matter the type of pigmentation, Dermamelan has effectively treated patients around the world of all colors and of all severities of hyperpigmentation. Just think how much happier and easier people's lives can be when we take away that pigmentation. Now, here is a picture of our client going through a Dermamelan treatment. I have enlarged it so you can see it better. And you can see within that first week, there most likely will be that desquamation, cracking, and peeling of the skin. As the client's skin adjusts to the strength of our ingredients and gets used to healing and turning over so significantly, those reactions do start to subside and the client has a much more comfortable journey. So it's within that first month to second month that those clients are going to have the most severe skin reactions, whether it's flaking, edema, stinging, or burning. But as they adjust, they will slowly lose all that irritation and have beautiful, clear skin. But of course, if you do need support during that treatment, mesoestetic has you covered. I always recommend to have this anti-stress mask as part of the Dermamelan or Cosmelan treatment right from the start. This is their weekly mask. And for any face that's going through a treatment series or a protocol at any great length, they should have a mask to accompany their products. The anti-stress mask is the best friend. It can be used daily. It can be used weekly, as often as they need to soothe, calm, and balance that skin. And for those that have severe reactions, we do have our skin balance. And if you haven't tried this yet, I do recommend bringing one into the client just to keep in back bar or to test with your clients because it's absolutely fabulous. It is an ultra concentrated serum, which allows you to have fast penetration. But not only that, it has a 911 effect, calming, soothing, and just rebalancing and protecting that skin quickly. And it's not just for reactive skins. This is fabulous for your sensitive, hyperactive, or rosacea faces as well. And any clients dealing with acne and redness will absolutely love the comfort that the skin balance brings to the skin. Of course, for those clients that want to see the change, but don't want to see it happening, and they complain about excessive flaking, the fast skin repair is for that client. It's going to help with that sensitized, fragile skin and the excessive flaking. For dehydration, we have our mesoaesthetic moisturizing solutions, which includes our HA Densamatrix, which is my favorite little blue bottle. A few drops will soothe that stinging, that burning, and hydrate that skin. Because let's face it, when we ask a skin to turn over and over and over daily for 4 months, it's going to need a little help. So you've got your HA Densamatrix or your Hydra Vital Factor K, which is a beautiful hydrating and nourishing cream, which deeply hydrates, allowing a 24-hour hydrating effect. It's rich, it's nutritious, and skins love it when it needs a little help. And of course, for those that need more help in that first month, we've got our proteoglycogen ampules. I like to call these the hangover ampule because when your skin's hungover, it's needing a little boost of nutrition. And these little vials does just that for their skin. And of course, post Dermamelan mesoestetic is there to support your melasma patients with our Melan Tran 3X concentrate for evenings. And you pair it up with our Melan Tran 3 gel cream. These are a beautiful pair of products that are going to keep that melasma suppressed and down at bay and no longer at the surface. So why Dermamelan for your dermal pigmentation? Because mesoaesthetic is the leaders in depigmentation. Their expertise is hyperpigmentation. And with Dermamelan, you have the latest in scientific developments, improved formulas, new technologies, and of course, proven results, short and long term. I do want to thank everyone for joining us here today for our webinar. I would like to let you know that for the next 7 days or until our next presentation, you can take advantage of our promotions. Now, a full protocol of Dermamelan is now 5% off with this special coupon. So please, if you do want to take advantage of it, it's one coupon per client, and this will apply only to the Dermamelan full protocol. And I do want to thank everyone for joining us here today. If you are a clinic owner or an employee of one of our partnering clinics, please keep in mind that all of our partner employees do get 20% off retail products from our clinic pricing. And we here at Nuvia are looking to increase our team. So if you know anyone who is interested in joining our team, please let us know. You can send your CV to hr@nuvia.com. And I am Pinaline. If you need to reach out, call me, WhatsApp me, or text me, or send me an email. We can provide continuing education for yourself and your staff. And now I'm going to open up the floor. If anyone has any questions that they would like to ask, please feel free to do so now by adding your question to the chat box, and I will be able to answer you. Now, next week, just so everyone knows, it is Victoria Day on the following Monday. So we will not be hosting our weekly webinar, but please note that on the following Monday from our Victoria Day, we will be presenting a new product. So I'm very excited about that. So please check your emails, visit our website, and learn more about our next webinar for our weekly webinar. Hi. That is a great question. I just had a question here. Is this a year-round treatment, or do you recommend keeping this treatment for fall and winter? Excellent question. And yes, in Canada, we have been programmed to keep our exfoliating treatments in the winter months. And this is only because as Canadians, when we see that sun, we want to be in it. Now, in saying that, Dermamelan is safe to be used year round, but it also depends on that client that you are treating. Will they be compliant? Will they be mindful and stay out of the sun? You see, Dermamelan is used in countries where there is no winter, like South Africa, and in parts of Australia, in India or Israel, and other countries around the world successfully use Dermamelan year round. So if you trust your client to be compliant and they're not booking their cottage for 4 months, then you can use it. Another question. Hyperpigmentation post a chemical peel. Will it work as good as sun damage and melasma? Definitely. So for any melanin based hyperpigmentation, that is what it's for. So be sure you know where it's sitting in the skin, and that will give you the knowledge to know if it is for a cosmelan or Dermamelan would be your best option. Is there any other questions? Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. My pleasure. Excellent. I want to thank everyone for joining us. And again, next week we will not be hosting one because of the holidays, but be sure we will be back on May the 27th with another exciting weekly webinar. This is Pina Lee signing off. Have a great Monday, everyone. Bye-bye.